Rich man music video was not great. Agree or disagree? The person who posted this went on to explain that parts of the music video has beautiful scenes and transitions but failed to give the members room to shine, instead of being cramped next to 1,000 other fast clips. This is where I agree, not being a fan of the music video because of the quite obvious artificial intelligence. Plus, I think it was very overwhelming and not at all what could have been done. Fan calls ruined K-pop. Agree or disagree? In the post, the person states that fan calls have made these fans even more delusional, and this is where our huge problem begins. We have the same group of people winning these calls and able to talk to these idols like they are best friends, or worse, lovers. I think this needs to be not only addressed but called out and stopped if possible. Let's not forget the fans who half-dress or wear wedding dresses, thinking this will be the perfect opportunity for the idol to fall in love with them. I think people tend to forget this is real life and not some fairy tale you are starring in. These idols are human and do not deserve to be treated like Barbie dolls. The term visual has done irreversible damage to K-pop. Agree or disagree? Although I do not agree with the person who posted this, stating that the term is more within girl groups. Why, you may ask? Because I have seen this with boy groups for many years, Wonbin being a great example to use here. His visuals are the only thing that has mattered to w.i.s.h fans since the group has debuted. Each time the boys were invited to a show, his visuals have been the most important thing and not how talented he is. I happen to be more of a boy group fan, so I have seen this happen so many times now. But yes, this is a major problem for K-pop. Visuals seem to be the only thing that matters, and if the idol has good visuals, they are looked at differently. Some have talent and visual, which is a great combination. Bailey Sok is the best dancer in K-pop. Agree or disagree? This is an opinion that could get you attacked, but who cares? This girl is a professional dancer and not an idol dancer. Just like the post says, she has been dancing since she was 2 years old, training with great dancers and even appearing on a very popular YouTube channel many times. Her ability to make such impressive and attractive-looking choreographies is something we do not see a lot of, especially with idols. Sorry, not sorry. Of course, we have amazing dancers in the industry, but a lot of that is idol dancing. She is on a whole different level of good. I would love to shout out Zello and Jungkook from BAP as great examples. Idols with babies do not do anything for me. Agree or disagree? This one I found a bit funny but odd. Were we as fans supposed to feel something from these videos? While I do not feel anything, I adore babies and kids, so I like to watch them interact with the idols. To me, these are just cute schedules. A lot of idols can enjoy because they also adore children. For the person who posted and asked if we hate these, I think that is dramatic. These kids are innocent and are meeting new people. Nothing wrong with that. I think this goes along with asking people in today's society if they dislike kids, which is very weird, but that is your business. When I see one of my favorite idols interact with children, I don't feel annoyed or angry. These videos are cute and harmless. Cancel culture is ruining K-pop. Agree or disagree? I am going to say something that some of you may not like, and that's okay. An idol does not need to be canceled because of a small thing they have said now or even 15 years ago. These idols owe you nothing, and just because one of them said something you happen to not like, all well. I have seen most idols just have an opinion, nothing serious, and still be attacked. I think it's important that everyone knows the difference between just pure hate, an opinion, and someone being silly or stupid. K-pop stans are known to be so sensitive, and this has become a problem. The first thing everyone likes to do is start spreading hate, instead of allowing someone else to have a different opinion or view. Defending your favorite idol against haters is a waste of time. Agree or disagree? What is the point? What the person said who posted this was correct. The people who spread hate about a group or idol you may like are chronically online. Fighting with a hateful K-pop stan will do nothing but cause you trouble. The idol more than likely will not see any of it anyway. And I am not saying you can't defend the idol, but just keep in mind there are people out there who can't be normal. You can't change the person or make them nicer. Just depends on the person. Most seem to be hateful people, so just leave things alone. K-pop doesn't need Coachella, and Coachella doesn't need K-pop. Agree or disagree? Coachella is not my cup of tea since I don't party or drink, but having groups perform there has become such a problem lately. Fan wars break out and make fun of groups for the dumbest reasons. Not sure why anyone would enjoy going there. Plus, we have plenty of people who are just not wanting to see K-pop groups, which is completely okay. Not everyone likes K-pop, and I think that is just another reason why Coachella is such a problem. K-pop stans hate when people dislike K-pop. Coachella has been around since 1999, so the correct answer to this is no. They don't need K-pop, and K-pop is also just fine without the festival. At the end of the day, K-pop still has the exposure, and people will find groups other ways. I really don't care if an idol gets less lines or not. Agree or disagree? I think this all depends on the group and company. We have a lot of idols who have been mistreated by these companies, and for some reason, K-pop stans don't like to talk about that, stating that we don't know what happens behind closed doors. Sure, I get that. But these companies are not good people, so I'm not sure why they are defended. We have plenty of proof of idols being mistreated by their own company and staff. A lot of them are pulled back and held there, unable to show their true selves and artistic abilities. I have heard idols sing and was shocked they had such a beautiful tone, all because the company wanted to hold them back. For what reason? I don't know. Bang Chan's personality seems more manipulative than genuine. Agree or disagree? I think this is a crazy take, hateful and just wrong. I have been a fan of Stray Kids before they debuted, and I have not seen a change. What I have seen is a very tired man who is hurt by what he sees his own fans do and say. What K-pop stans don't like is he has been calling out this messed up behavior. He will not stand for the abuse. And that's when this whole thing becomes a problem. Also, to the person who posted this awful opinion, you do understand this is a grown man, right? Loving his awkward behavior and not liking that he has changed is a weird thing to say. People change with age, and he is tired of the mess his fans create on a daily. Hypen tries too hard to look cool. Agree or disagree? Honestly, this just irritated me because what K-pop groups doesn't try to look cool. I can think of about 10 other groups who I know enjoy looking cool. What is the problem with that? Again, K-pop stans just have this thing where they need to be in the right, no matter what the topic is, and Hypen are men at the age range where they want to be seen as cool. Not a problem. But if someone had said this same thing about a girl group, it would be a bigger problem. That is a fact. Facts can hurt your feelings. The person then goes into explaining how Heesung does too much. Well, I have about 20 different idols in my head right now that do too much. I'm not saying all this because I happen to be a fan of Hypen, but more logical with this opinion, since this does apply to the mass majority of idols who try too hard or want to look cool and sexy. Toxic boy group and toxic girl group stans are both misogynistic. Agree or disagree? This one is actually so great to talk about because of how true this is. For some reason, we female boy group stans will never be free from the vile name-calling just because we like boy groups. I have heard things like "you must hate women" and "they will not pick you as if I'm wanting to be picked by random Korean men anyway. This is so unserious, and I don't know why it's so triggering. Don't even get me started on the things I have seen girl group stans say about the girls in the groups. You say you are for women but mock and make fun of their appearances. I think that is such a disgusting thing to do. All groups should disband after 5 years. Agree or disagree? If you as a K-pop stan have this mindset, you are an ageist, period. For the rest of the logic behind this opinion, it makes no sense. Most idols we have seen wanted this job. If some didn't, well, they still chose to pursue this and now have to deal with being an idol. Maybe some didn't want to attend school or get a different job. You just have to remember you do not know these people. I thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next video, with much love from me.